Deuced up below at the 5. Where a nigga from Grove Street, I ain't even gonna lie. Used to hang out the block when I lit on Billy Drive. I seen real niggas snitch, I seen real niggas die. And shit change up. Who stars turned into some gangsters. Grew around some shooters, grabbed they gun and got they aim up, can't play tough. My city dangerous. Niggas lose they shot right before they make it famous. Niggas lose they shot right before they make it famous. In my city, niggas lose they shot right before they make it famous.
Welcome to Pittsburgh Chatter, where I do interviews where I want, whenever I want, with who I want. And today I have a special guest, Jake, from JMDS Detailing. How's it going, man?
Good. Yourself, man? I'm
good. Okay, so I had asked you before you came in how you came across my page, and one of my friends is a detailer, Brian. Yeah. So that's how you came across my page?
Yeah, so I've seen Brian's work a while ago, like a year and a half ago, I think. Mm-hmm. And we were supposed to do something together. We were supposed to do a little job together because I needed some help, but never ended up doing with him. But I gotta get back with him because he looks like a humble person, man.
For sure, he is. And it's crazy because, like, I know this might sound, even if you guys were to collab on a job and do content with it, for sure. And I tell him all the time, and I've told you before, I want to let's address that first, though, because you had originally reached out to me, and I was like telling you, like, hey, bro, build a page, start posting more, do this, do that. And you were more on the lines of, like, yeah, I'm going to do that, but I also want to get my name out of there first.
Absolutely.
And I know how that is in the beginning.
Yeah.
All right. So when did your journey first start? Because everyone comes into detailing differently. Of course, some people do it as a job, but I do know some people are just really interested in cars, and so that aligns with them later too. So tell how you got, like, how your journey got started.
I know. So my junior year of high school, I went to automotive collision tech. So I went to Beatty. I went to a school. So I was around cars all the time. I always loved cars since I was young. So then they had like a little detail bay. So I peeped it out a little bit. But then I really started getting into it. And then my junior year, going into my senior year, that summer, that's when I started it, the business. It was, nothing crazy, just little stuff, trying to get my name out. And then I came back my senior year. I had a lot of doubt from my teachers. They were like, there's too much going on right now. There's a lot more money to be made fixing cars instead of cleaning them. Mm-hmm. So I went through that, and then like half my senior year, it blew up. Mm-hmm. And then I got to graduate, and the business was huge, and I was already starting to think about LLCs and stuff like that. And then after I graduated school, I was still working a full-time job, like 9 to 5s, and I would detail before or after those. I'd work on the weekends. But yeah, it was just like my love for cars, always being around them, and then like meeting the people was my biggest thing.
Okay, so who was the first customer you had? Because I know typically it's different for every. Sometimes it could be friends, it could be a neighbor. Yeah. But it's hard to trust people with their car until they see your work.
No, so like my first client was obviously a family member. It was my grandma. She literally gave me $20 to detail her car. Mm-hmm. But my first actual client, I couldn't tell you because I've done over like 200 details. Mm-hmm. But my first one, it was my grandma, and then the second one was like an old family friend, like $50. But then it was like I posted that, and I think I got like 2 right off the bat. So I was like, oh wow, this is moving quick. But my first one was I was pulling up in my mom's car, like, stuff everywhere. Mm-hmm. I think I was in Fox Chapel too. So I was in a real nice place too. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is like my first real client. But I think that's what it was. I can't.
Do you remember what car it was is this the same car she had?
Nah, I'd have to go back and look at what it was, but it was a while ago. Yeah, it was like, I've done so many in the time, but.
Okay, so how does it work? Because I do know, like you said, that on your Instagram, it says you're a mobile detailer. So, of course, you said, like, you'll pull up and do the detailing. Yeah. But I do also know that, like, I don't know how it works, but I was researching. I was like, oh, so you could get contracted almost to a dealership and also do it for them.
Yes.
So just talk about these two different perspectives.
Yeah, no, it's funny you bring that up because I'm actually in the making right now. I have Jim Shorkey Kia on Wexford. I want to get some business going with Ford certified because they want to do business with me. But Jim Shorkey Kia is my big one right now. But so the whole mobile thing, because a while ago I was just like running out of my car, just pulling stuff out all the time, using clients' electricity, using their water. Mm-hmm. 2 months ago, I bought a truck. So we're actually in the process of building that like right now. All we need left is like to buy the generator. Mm-hmm. But like, dude, we'll have like a full water tank in the back connected to the hose reels. So you'll have the air compressor, pressure washer hooked up to a generator. So my big thing was being able to detail wherever you are. Like you can be at work and I can pull up in the parking lot, detail your car. So that's why the dealership stuff was big, because I can just come in on site, do the cars, do a bulk price, because I want to get more into that stuff you're talking about, the dealership stuff, because that's where the money is, because the residential stuff's cool, but it's just like when you want to make it big. And now that I got the LLC on Monday, so now that that's going, I need, you got to start pulling in more money.
Okay, so that is a question. All right. The waste in the water, the waste in electricity. Of course, the people that you're doing it for might not think of it like that. Yeah. But Brad said something similar too. It's always in the back of your head, like, I don't want to overuse.
Because even though it is just pennies you're using. You're only there for an hour and a half, but it is pennies. But it's like the inconvenience of using their stuff and knowing that they still have to rely on you to give you, for us to give you the product. You know what I mean? So in order to do that, you eliminate it. So that's why I bought the truck. So I got my car and then my truck. And then that's where, because that was my biggest thing, was I felt so bad using their stuff, but even though I shouldn't, because I was still giving out good work, but I wanted to give it to them in another level of not being able to need anything from you, just your keys,
Also, you can up the price like that too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm not using any of, I have to charge for this cost, so okay.
Yeah, even with the LLC, I had to up the prices a little bit because, money's coming in, so, but yeah, that's nice because, whenever you just pull up to someone's work, in the parking lot while they're on their shift and they're getting their car detailed. That's the convenience that people will pay for.
Okay, so we'll get back to all the detailing stuff, but I also want to focus on the content aspect. So why is it that you're lacking with the content and you're not posting as much? Because it's crazy. I'll see people on TikTok who literally do what you guys do, millions of views. The voiceovers, and I'm hearing your voice now. I'm like, oh no, this is ridiculous. The content should be there. So have you thought about that? Why aren't you? What's the real specific reason you aren't dropping?
I think the slowdown right now is because I'm still in the process of really getting the truck going. I feel like once I get it going and I'm there, I'm visible. I'll be able to make because everyone's content, they're pulling all their stuff out. They're looking all good. They're looking professional. True. And then there's me. I still got the truck. It still looks good. And then another thing is all the money that's going into the truck, because I want to buy the meta rays. Everyone wants those, right? The recording sunglasses so I can do the POV stuff. But $300 right now.
Everything costs money. Yeah,
I know, and even my generator's $1,000 just to buy. I still got to buy that still. So it's so it's all that stuff. But once I really get up and going, I want to do the POVs really bad. I want to do the Q&As of what I use, what equipment I use in the truck. That's really the stuff I want to go for. And then once I get the truck going, I want to post on YouTube. I want to get the YouTube going really bad, just so I can post tutorials, help other people grow,
All right, that's something you're really talking about a lot, is this truck. So let's talk. Of course, you said you're not finished with it. It's not a finished product yet, but you basically saying it's close. So let's talk about where you started, where the idea for the truck came about, and just the whole process.
Yeah, so the whole process and the idea was I've seen other people doing it. I see people use the vans. The vans was the big one, and I was looking at those for a while. And then they were just not in my budget for the mileage or whatever. But then I saw one person post on TikTok with the truck, and I was like, dude, that's an awesome idea, So I started getting that up. But I feel like the truck's such a big thing to me because, again, I am 18 years old, and and to own a car and a truck, pay those bills at the same time as 18 years old is a blessing to me. So that's why it's such a big deal to me, because I did it all by myself, no handout, so that was big for me. But yeah, I wish I remember who it was so I can shout him out, but I saw the truck build. I was like, dude, that is awesome because it's unique. I want to be different in every single way. Whatever I do, I want to be different. So,
and of course, when you do get it, you're going to get it wrapped to where it's
yeah, exactly.
It has your logo and everything.
But I had to do you can't do that unless you're insured and stuff. Because if the truck were to get in an accident and my business name's on there, I'd be screwed without LLC and insurance. So that's why I kind of wanted to wait to buy a vehicle until I was ready to do all this. I was ready to pursue in the LLC and the insurance. So I waited for that to do.
How many years in are you right now into this?
I mean, full time, 1.5 years, but I've been detailing for 2.5 years.
Okay. So when did the logo come as an aspect? Because you're saying you're 2-3 years in. We do know nowadays it is typical, maybe at year 3, you get a logo, you start doing things with the LLC. Like you said, you were on a lot of this early on, but I know you've had your logo for a while. So where did inspiration for the logo come, and what made you want to make a logo so early?
Yeah, so I had a logo originally, my original logo was just something on Canva or something. It was just, it was already made up for me, whatever. But this logo, because I really loved the slogan, "Revive Your Ride." I don't know why, it just always stuck with me. And then I was scrolling through and I saw two things put together. It was 2 different images. I was like, what if I just merge these together? So it's the tire and then the wings.
Yeah.
Revive.
It's unique.
So reviving your ride. So I was like, dude, that is just perfect for me. So then I made that.
Oh, so you did it yourself?
I did it myself. Yeah, and then I sent it to my digital guy, and he like upped it. Made sure all the resolutions were good. And then I got the shirts made. I got the sign. I got a big sign made from that. But I think that was like a year and a half ago. I officially had the logo out. But yeah, I made that myself. It was awesome. It was pretty cool to do and like to fully make it yourself instead of paying someone to do it, because I see a lot of people doing that now, like paying someone else to make your logo. And I was like, just make, So I put those two ideas together, so it was just perfect.
No, for sure. And then now, the one thing that everyone likes to talk about, the thing that I'm always peak interest is the biggest people you've done jobs for, because we know celebrities and people of the higher nature, they just like to have their car clean, like a lot of the times. And we know car washes do a good job, but it's when it comes to the inside, that's where you guys really show your work. So who's been the biggest person or client that you had?
Dude, believe it or not, man, I haven't had like any crazy celebrity. I haven't had a crazy athlete yet. My biggest client was
well, you can't say that, and you're about to help a dealership out. That would be the biggest.
If you count that, I don't know if you want to. Okay. So to go back on that, I recently worked at LW Automotive, most exotic car dealership in Pittsburgh, in my opinion. So we do the Ferraris, we do the Lambos. So I was doing that stuff every day, all day. So I knew my way around that. So if you want to count LW, go check out their work. And most of my work, because I just quit 2 weeks ago. So all my work that's on there, like all the pictures they posted of the cars, I did that. And they want to do third-party business with me now too, because that's the reason why I quit, because I wanted to go full-time. But I had I'll never forget this guy. He invested in other people, in their businesses. I was never interested in it, but it spiked me a little bit because I was still in the build process. So I was like, let me hear this guy out. I went to dinner with him. And then I ended up detailing his cars like a couple of days after, and he's a billionaire. Like I know a lot of people say that, but dude is a true billionaire, and he's really big in the marijuana business. He runs all of that. He state to state, has his own dispensaries and stuff. But like
how did you come across him though?
So my stepdad works at a bar, and he goes to that bar, and no one would even know this guy was a billionaire at all.
That's how typically is.
So
with these
nonchalant, dude. You would never know it. He wouldn't even, because he has like multiple cars. He'd bring his daily car. You wouldn't even know. Like I pull up to his house and he's got Porsches. He's got other BMWs. He just dailies his M2 around, an older one. But like that was my biggest high paid customer, because seeing the house, seeing the cars, and seeing what could be in the future, like what my future could look like. But I was used to those cars already. But like, yeah, LW Automotive, their cars are insane. I've worked on all of those cars, and
so talk about, what was the craziest one you worked? Because you're saying Ferrari, you're saying Porsches. Yes. And these aren't typical everyday cars.
No, not at all. Like you see one in Pittsburgh and you're like, your next
Especially Ferraris.
Ferraris. Yeah, I did 2 Ferraris there. They were older. Of course, right whenever I left, they got like a newer one. But we have an Aventador that's really cool. Rolls Royce, that was like the Dawn, like $500,000. The Ferraris are also like 300,000.
You're not nervous when you're...
I don't... My first one... It's crazy because my first day there, I cleaned up this beautiful AMG. I'm talking like $100,000 car. And it was like my first car. They threw me in there and I was like, whoa. Like I haven't experienced nothing with this yet. But I just went right in and they liked the work, because I was still like in my my orientation. So I didn't officially get the job yet. So... But sometimes I still get nervous whenever a nice car pulls in. It's like especially rare ones you don't see, like the Ferraris or like the Vipers. Those are really cool. But like all that stuff, after you got like 3 in, you know what you're doing.
It's just another car.
Yeah, it's another car. And like, believe it or not, dude, all of my years of experience, I would prefer to detail like a 2010 Camry over like a souped out Audi, bro. Because they're so easier to do. Like they're cool to see, but once you see them all the time, it gets there. It's like the cars are cool, but you want to focus on what's more time efficient, what's going to make you more money, what's going to get you out of there faster. But yeah, seeing all those cars, man, at this age and like being able to touch them and not like freak out about it is pretty cool, because I was out on McKnight like 3 days ago and I saw a Lambo. I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, no reaction at all. So that's the stuff that I kind of miss that stuff a little bit, because...
So at this point, that has to be like, to impress you, it has to be like something extremely crazy.
Yeah, extremely crazy. Like my dream, I want to detail anyone has one, please give me the chance. GT3 RS 911 Porsche. That's like my dream. If I detail that car, that would be the car that gets me the jitters going again.
Okay, so I don't want to I know we're skipping around here a little bit, but I just don't want to highlight past the fact that you've had a conversation with a billionaire. So, of course, you're obviously, from talking to you, I don't know you too well, but I could tell, like, there's no way you weren't going to ask for advice or what you think and just have that conversation with someone of that nature. Because typically some people would just be like, oh, well, can you give me money? But no, people don't know sometimes that advice will be way more than the money.
It was way more important. That's why I kind of steered away from the investment part, because he taught me so much in a 20-minute conversation. He taught me more in 20 minutes than I learned in school for 4 years in high school, you know? So his biggest thing that he taught me, because he has thousands of employees that work for him. And if they don't want to work with you, get them out. You know, you got to be selfish, you know, because selfish equals selfless. There's no limitations. And I was not scared to pick his brain at all. I just sat there and asked questions and questions. And it was like, because he had the same story as me. He didn't grow up, you know, the wealthiest. So he wanted to make it. So knowing that, like, he was 20 times bigger than me and still willing to give me advice. Like, yeah, the picking the brain part of asking, how do you encounter mistakes? How do you respond to your mistakes? You know, because everyone has a different answer. Of course, you need the mistakes. You want to respond to them. His was just, you don't think about it, man. You just keep going. You keep going. You don't ever think about what could be the outcome of the next mistake. Just have no regrets in what you're doing. And just a second, like, from the advice part, something that I second from that. This isn't exactly how he said it to me, but I put it in my own words of, every once in a while, you got to slow down. You know, whether you're working 7 days a week, you're chasing money, you stress about money, you have high expectations, and you don't feel any, like, sense of accomplishments. You got to slow down. Not physically slow down, but mentally slow down. Because if you physically slow down, yes, those things will happen. You will stress about this. You will have high expectations that will not be met. But if you mentally slow down and enjoy the grind, enjoy the journey, you'll be able to sit back in 3 years and say, I did it. But if you physically slow down, good luck for another 3 years on top of that. You know what I mean? So slow down, because it took a while for him to build his business.
How old is he?
Oh, dude, he's 50s.
All right, so
60s maybe? Maybe higher. I forget, but he's older, you know?
That's another thing, because you see a lot of these younger people that are millionaires, or they have the mindset that you have.
Yeah.
And so even if, like, they'll get it, they might not have it now, but they'll get it at like 25 because, like, you're starting at 18.
Yeah.
So in one of these scenarios, does it also make you think, oh, okay, so maybe I don't need to rush, even if it takes 10, maybe 10 to 15, maybe I don't need to rush, because on that 15th year, it could be more than $1 million.
Yeah.
So as far as the age aspect of it, how do you feel about that?
I feel great on it. I love how young I am and how determined I am. And part of that comes from my childhood. But like you said, that 10 years, like from 10 years from now, I'll be 28. Having it all figured out and being a millionaire by 28 is better than starting at 28. You know, so being able to start this journey early and put my family on that, like my little brother, my little sister, starting early is not a bad thing, because, you know, once you get all that going and then you're 25 and you're already, like, sitting back, like, you're taking vacations already. People aren't doing that by the time, like, they're 40, 50 years old taking all their vacations because they, you know, but being able to do that as the future, what it looks like right now, like, by the time I'm 28, I'll be set. I'll be all right. And that's what I strive for. I want to be young. I want to live my life, you know? So, because 28 is still young. So I want to be able to enjoy that time for sure. The age part is huge on me. So.
And when it comes to the materials and things you use, we're talking about sprays, you know, things of that nature. Of course, you, like you said, you already went to school for it, so you knew that side of it. But then it goes from learning what you can use, and then the stuff that, because you went right into the exotic car, so they have the stuff that they use, but then there's the stuff that you like to use.
Yeah, there was I think there's only one product that they have that I have in my inventory.
So you switched everything out.
Oh yeah, because I was using my stuff already before LW. Like, I had my own stuff going. Okay. You know, I would recommend other stuff, but they never listened to me. But, like, there was one product that stuck out to me, so I was like, yeah, I'll buy that in bulk. You know, I'll keep that coming in. But all the other stuff that I've used, I've been using it for a while. Like, of course, when I started out, I was buying, like, little $8 at AutoZone every time for every single detail of McGuire stuff. But like now that I'm in the spot where I can bulk order and like I got all my stuff down, but everything that I've used, I've ran through multiple chemicals of certain aspects, like the interior cleaners, the exterior washers. Like I've ran through multiple products on what I like personally, because people will say what they like on TikTok, but then you use it and you're like, it's not fitting my algorithm. You know, it's not allowing me to move quickly. It's not allowing me to do this. But all the stuff that I use, it's been all me except for like the stuff that I stole from LW. Like I liked that stuff, but all the stuff that I use, it was just process of growth, like just using it myself and figuring it out. Yeah.
So you kind of learned that before you were even into the exotics. And
no, even like the stuff at school, I didn't like it at all. Like I didn't, you know, the only stuff that I really used was like their buffing stuff, which is cool because they really took pride in that, because after you fix up a car, you know, you put a new part on it, you buff it out, you make it look good. So like they always had that expectation going of, you know, knowing that is a high skill in that field. So I was doing all that stuff. That stuff was cool. But even now I still don't.
But you know how it is when it comes to even the schools and the bigger businesses.
Yeah.
They might have a sponsorship with them or have some form of deal where it's like, no, we'll give it to you lower, or just a long-term business that you guys have built over time. So that plays an aspect, even if you're like, no, but this product's better.
Yeah,
like,
it is,
look, it's better. So I guess you kind of go through that too. Okay. So as far as like your budgeting and how much you're charging people, let's talk about how it was from the beginning, and then even when you're working for someone to rate versus now, of course, you have to do more of contracts.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, when I first started out, details were like $50, $100, you know? Now, every time I go to a house, I don't leave without I try not to leave without $150 in my pocket. So like your average inside and outsides cost around $200, you know? But, the part where I'm really getting at is the dealership stuff, the bulk pricing. So like, for example, like Jim Shorkey Kia, they want to give me like 25 to 30 cars a week. And I gave them a bulk set price of $100 each car, inside, outside, make them look good, you know, real quick. And then other dealerships are different because it goes off the quantity of cars they want to give me. If they want to give me more cars, I'll give them a better deal. But like Ford certified, I think they only want to give me like 5, 10 a week. Those are going to be more expensive, around like 100, 125, 140 range. But pricing for me, that's still the same way. Like
that's for cars though. When it's trucks, you got
trucks and like the family SUVs, like them big Escalades. I try not even do those, man. I try to stay away from them because you know them kids are destroying those cars. Because only the moms are driving those, and even the minivans. I try to stay away from them.
The sticky candies and everything.
Just the smell of it. Just like you open that door and you're like, I'm gonna be here for like 3 hours, man. Like I don't want to do this.
But of course, all right. Let me throw you a curveball here. Sorry to cut you off. So if you're in a scenario where it's like, a mother's minivan is shot, but she's like, okay, I'll pay you whatever. I just need this done. Or are you gonna be the type that's gonna be like, all right, well, if I do it, I might need triple or quadruple the amount, but she's fine with it and she'll just pay it? Or it's just like you don't even want that strain on of getting it done?
I did 2 details like that. The one, I didn't give them a price till after the detail. Because if it's something I look at, I'm like, all right, I can't give you a price just yet because I haven't moved these seats around. I haven't opened anything. Yeah. Because I had to take the car back to my house. And then I give them a price after. But whenever it goes off of that where I can't give them a price, I try to stay around I try to go hourly for myself. You know, so if I spend 3 hours on a car, I want at least $300. You know, I try to stick in the $100 range because not only that, I'm also paying another person. I always have another person with me, whether it's my little brother or my other friend that works for me. So I always try to treat everyone, you know, because I want them to make money. I want to make money, and then money has to go back in the business, obviously. So when you take three hours of your time, whenever usually I could get 2 normal details done in that's what I'm going to be making. Yeah. So I want that same result back money-wise. So the other one, it was this was so random. I was at a farm and randomly this dude texted me. He was like, hey man, I have a tractor. I was like, what? So he wanted me to like buff and polish his tractor. So I did like a great job on that. And he called me back to do his daughter's car. Dude, this thing was like one of those Palisades, the Hyundai Palisades. And they're huge, like 3rd row, huge car. And I look at it, I'm like, dude, and this is still me fresh in the business. Like I don't have none of the equipment that I use now. So me and my little brother are detailing this car for like 4 hours in the beaming sun. And I still, I undercharged the crap out of it. I remember that so much. But And then I learned from my lesson, that last one I did for like $400, that one that I brought back to my house. I learned my lesson on that one. I was like, if I ever take that much time again to a car, I'm getting paid for it.
So it was more of like the experience, and now I learned my lesson.
I'm glad it happened that way, though, because if it didn't, I'd feel so guilty charging that person $300, $400, that detail I did recently. I'd feel so bad doing that. But like going through it already, and
it's business.
Yeah, exactly. That's what that's when I matured. I've done all that. So like business is business. Like they're gonna pay for your work. So if they're willing to do that, you're gonna make them pay. You know.
But also, let's talk about the feeling of the after effect of feeling like that someone's seeing their car and they're like, oh my God,
dude,
you did such
best.
Okay, so talk about that, man.
That's why I really want to get the Meta Rays, the sunglasses, so I can record their reaction, because that's what I strive for. I love making people happy. But those, I've had multiple of those, or even whenever it's not like a reaction, but it's like, hey, I've had a detail where they contacted me and they're like, this was my son's car. You know, he was older, but he passed away, and we want to get it clean before we sell it. And it's stuff like that where you think, and you're like, dude, like, you make a connection, you make connections with the family, you do that. And, you know, they look at it and instead of like cheering, they're crying because, you know, they would have loved it, you know? But the reactions are great beyond that. Like, I love that. I always make my clients come out and look at the car before I leave, whether if I need to do touch-ups, I want to see their reaction, if they have feedback, you know, any of that stuff. But the reactions are priceless because I always get, it hasn't looked this good since I bought it, you know? And that's the best reaction.
Oh,
that's the best, because I'm like, yeah, I want you to make you feel like that you just bought this car, man. So that's the best one for sure.
So outside of what you're doing now, do you have a consistent like 5 to 10 clients that like maybe come like every other week, weekly? Like, how does your scheduling work?
Yeah, so I have one of my buddies that owns a landscaping business. I do all of his trucks a month. I have a good client in Fox Chapel area. I do their they have nicer cars. I do their cars every 2 months. But like the Monday through Friday stuff, because now that I work for myself, I try to take weekends off. But Monday through Friday, I'm like, they're constantly coming in. So like, I don't have time to, you know, really think, but I just book them. But I always keep room for like my maintenance details, what we call them. Like you come back once a week, every other week, once a month, you know what I mean? But those are good to have for sure. But yeah, I'm trying to get into more of that maintenance stuff because it's guaranteed money every month, every 2 weeks. So the landscaping trucks are good because they're more money, they're dirty or whatever. But yeah, the regular clientele. But Monday through Friday, I try to keep it simple. I try to average. I don't try to go over 3 a day. I try to
3 cars, correct?
Yeah, 3 cars a day. Maybe three jobs a day because some jobs might have 2 cars, you know. But I try to keep it low because, you know, you are going Monday through Friday. You know, I know it is for your own business, but you still got to, you know, keep control. You don't want to overwork yourself because, you know, you got to wake up the next day and do it. And
this is the summer. So do you try to do more in the morning?
Yeah, so yeah, I go early morning, especially if they're exterior. Got to get out in the morning because, you know, it's hot. You know, it's going to be impossible to do it in the sun. But even with the heat sometimes, like today, like I try not to even do exteriors. Like I try to
So if it's like, so I'm assuming like if it were me, I would say around 70. 70 is like that way, 70 and down. 85 plus,
you're getting a little warm.
Yeah.
I love fall time. That's my time.
That's where you can really knock them out all day.
All day. Like I don't have a problem.
So what's the most you've done in a day? Like we're talking maybe like what, 6, 5?
I mean, if we want to count,
you have help.
If we want to count LW, what I've done there, I was there for 8 hours a day, 7 hours, and I'd knock out 6. Inside, outside, engine bays, complete details.
Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if anybody's told you this, but of course you're getting your foot in the door. So with these businesses, of course, build the relationship. But when they get to that point, when that truck and everything start, you gotta tell them, hey, yo, look, we gotta up it a little bit. Okay,
absolutely,
bro?
That's the goal for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Of course, I know how it is. Though you want to build the relationships with people and have that over time.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes that's more important, you know, because, you know, the money will always come, you know, but a relationship with, you know, a future client, you know, stuff like that never goes away because they can be your friend forever. You know, I never try to second that stuff. You know, sometimes I'd if you give me some good advice, like if you're like that billionaire, like if you give me some good advice and you talk to me, you help me, you're there for every step of the way, I'm gonna help you out too.
It don't sound like you need much advice, though. If I'm being honest.
But I'm always open ears. I never say no to advice, never, because everyone has something else to say, and even opinions. Like I always hear them out. You know, why not? You know, I always keep my ears open to advice. But I've heard a lot. You know, I've been through it. So advice is nice, but it's not like a need.
All right, so let's talk about something that I am aware of, but I'm not sure exactly how it works. So is there like a detailing group? Because I've heard that you guys sometimes like, hey, if someone, hey, I can't do this job, hey, I might send this to you. So how does that work? Do you guys have a group message to a group? Like, how does the detailing community connect?
Personally, I'm not a part of one. I stick by myself. I know Brian would definitely be my first guy if I ever needed something. Like if there was a job too much for me or I didn't have time to, I'd shoot it for Brian. No, here, I'd give it to him before anyone.
How did you guys meet? Just online? Or?
Yeah, just social media, I guess. I think I was scrolling. I saw one of his videos, and then I randomly messaged him because I was gonna need help the one day. I ended up not needing it, but then I always stood up with his his social media stuff. Always stay on top of that. And I saw him repost this. I was like, oh, dude, no way! Like that's awesome. But yeah, Brian would definitely be my first guy. But right now, I think with me and my 2 other people that I work with, 3 people is enough for sure. Like because even without me, they could go and do one by themselves. They can take the truck. And
so it's got to that point where like you guys have grown up together, so you the same job.
Yeah,
almost.
my little brother has been with me the whole way. You know,
okay.
All of it. But my friend that's been with me, he's done a couple, but it's not that hard, you know. But my expectations are set high for my guys because I want my business to look good, you know. So he's got it knocked down, but I'm in a comfortable spot where I could send them to. And I'd feel comfortable for sure with just them doing it. And I feel like that's better on my part because me giving someone a job, like if I can't do it and I give it to Brian, I won't get paid off of it, you know? But if I can send my 2 guys, I can still pay them really well and I can still make money off of it, you know? So that's my thing. All
right, so how would you deal with something like if it was like a cancellation or something like that?
So with the bigger jobs like the ceramic coating, because I charge over, you know, close to $1,000 for those, I take a deposit.
What is that? What is that, like the wax and stuff?
So the ceramic coatings is like you got to fully buff and polish the car because you want to get rid of any like micro scratches and, you know, swirls or anything. So the ceramic coating is literally like a bottle. You get it this big, but it costs you like $200. And it's like a 7-year, 9-year protectant. And you just put on applique layer and
how many bottles do you need for like a regular size car?
Oh, you won't get through a whole bottle. If you do it right, a bottle will last you 2 to 3 cars.
Oh, okay.
So there's profit, heavy profit, but it's time consuming. You're spending 6 hours doing it, you know, because buffing and polishing takes the most of the time. But those, I'd take deposit on those. And any job, like if it's like a disaster detail, we call them, if it's like super bad and I know I'm going to be charging a lot, it's going to take up my whole day. I'm going to make them put a deposit down because if they cancel, I booked them for that whole day and they canceled on me. So the bigger jobs, I try to keep deposits, but if it's just like a regular job, I don't take deposits yet. There's just no need yet. It's not like I'm in desperate need or it's like I'm relying on it so much yet. But when it's taking up my whole day, then I'll take a deposit for it.
And you said you weren't interested into like, I don't want to call it maintenance, but like I guess they're working on cars. Like I don't want to say yours is like detailing is like the light side, but it kind of is like the light side of it.
100% it is because I've seen both of it. I've seen the auto body part of it and I've seen the mechanical part of it. My dad was real big into the mechanic part.
That's whenever
I was young.
Cool.
Yeah, I knew what it looked like, and my grandfather, he's a mechanic, so I see all that. But the auto body, that stuff's hard too because that's what I originally went for 2 years of school. You know, so it was hard.
So you are familiar with how to fix cars or do oil changes?
I know the basics mechanical wise. I know that stuff. Like because I went to school for like if a car gets in a crash. I know all that. Like I'm pretty good with that stuff. But detailing is you're right, dude. It's the light side of it. For sure. No questions asked. It is like not even close.
So is that something that you may be like wanting to do in the future? And when I say that, not as much as you say, because of course you're going to have a detailing business and say, because this is how these are the things you do to, I'm guessing, right, to get to like that millionaire
Yeah, exactly.
status.
So the plan in the future is definitely to buy a shop.
Okay, and that would be everything.
Everything. I want to get into vinyl, tint, wrap. I want to get into all of that, and then I want to put in an additional part to the building. I want to be there's not a lot of them in Pittsburgh. Performance shops, aftermarket performance shops.
Okay, explain that. I'm not familiar.
So, like, if your car wants an exhaust, if you buy these parts for your car and you don't know how to put them on, you come to us. I really love that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from detailing, because I want to build it to the point where I'm not even in that shop. I want to learn the performance. I want to get into that stuff because I have a little taste in it, but I want to learn more about it. But right now I'm so committed in the detailing, I wouldn't have the time to jump back and forth. But the performance stuff is good, like just making people's cars look good, because it's a huge community. It's more than just a car to a lot of people. And even people, there's still stuff that if I bought from my car, I wouldn't know how to do it. I wouldn't know how to put it on.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's stuff like that. I definitely want to get into that, but like the tint and the wrap, that stuff's big for sure. There is a lot of it going on around here, but it's cool to have it up your sleeve, you know? It's like, oh, your car's in for a detail. Like it's like a younger guy, you know, like my age in the future. And he just got it. Oh, you want to throw on tint for a discount, you know, stuff like that. Just having it up your sleeve is the best. You can just be the jack of all trades. You do it all, you know?
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a couple more questions, and then we're going to like segue away from it.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as it is like in the rental aspect, have you ever thought about that? Would you do rentals or things like that, or is
so like
that's
with
an interest?
So if like they give me their car, I give them
No. Like you, once you get like ample trucks, would you rent out a truck to like someone like that? Is your it gets tricky. That's why
I've never thought about that, but it's not a bad idea. But it also comes to profit margins, because you can't book too much for a detail, you know, because if I'm doing that, I still got to make money on all the equipment they use. I got to make money on the truck. I got to make money on the job myself, but then they got to make money. But they also got to rent. They also got to pay for the rent truck, you know? So there's not a lot of profit margin there.
So you rather just, I'll do it myself.
Yeah,
okay.
that type of thing. Or I just let the crew do it, you know, let the crew work.
All right. So how has the support been for you? Of course, I guess that's kind of a dumb question because you're saying all your family basically worked with cars. So I guess the support was already there.
Yeah, the support was there. Beginning of it wasn't so much like from my dad, but my mom, my brother, obviously my brother and my sister have always supported me. My girlfriend has always supported me because there was a low where the reason why the whole business even started, there was a huge low on why I even started the business where I had nothing. You know, I was doing well without the business and I lost it all. So the support has been great. Because
wait, hold on.
If you want to save it or if you want to get into it now, I'm fine.
Okay. Either way, finish what you're saying and then kind of lead into
the support has been great from everyone. I have a couple, like even my buddy Lars that works for me, his support has been great because that's why I brought him on board with the business because he has supported me when we were in school. Yeah, I have friends that have supported me for sure. A lot of doubters, obviously, but the support, it means the most, especially when
doubters in detailing.
Oh yeah, like it's not gonna work out, you know?
How though? Everyone drives cars.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, because in like 5 years, all your computer jobs are gonna be taken over.
Yeah,
you're not gonna be doing these. You need labor. You know, everyone's gonna be driving cars. You got to fit the need of like, what is everyone gonna have? What's everyone gonna need?
Even if it's a flying car, somebody got to clean.
Except you got to keep it clean. You want to be flying through the air looking dirty?
Even if it's a spaceship,
you know? Yeah,
yeah.
Because them cars are gonna be hundreds of thousands of dollars.
For
Make it look good. You know?
Yeah, for sure. All right, so go ahead. You were finished what you were saying though.
No, the support was great. Everything through that. If you want to get into the down low part,
yeah, go ahead.
So I was doing well. I worked. This was before detailing. I think I was 14 years old when I got my first job, and I've worked ever since, hard, really hard. Built up a great savings account. So I wasn't a spender. I was a saver because I knew I wanted my first car to be special. So I bought the car. I bought an Audi A4, mostly cash.
At 14?
No, when I was 16.
Oh shit!
No,
that's still young.
No.
But I was about to say,
yeah.
Okay,
no, and it wasn't like top of the line A4, but it was still an Audi. You know, it was nice, really nice. I got to enjoy it for 3 months. It had multiple problems as soon as I bought it. It was just a bad hand. But I got into an accident with it. It was considered totaled, but I still drove it because it still drove fine. And then right after I totaled it, it blew up. So the exhaust camshaft blew up in it, so like my motor went. And then because from the crash, I paid the guy to fix his car out of pocket, so I didn't get turned into insurance. Because my insurance was already pretty high as a 16-year-old owning a sport luxury car, an Audi. Insurance was already high, so I was like, dude, I can't take on this high insurance at 16 years old. Like it's gonna be tough in my future. So I just paid the guy, and it was like $4,000, to fix his car. It was a good accident.
And obviously he was nice about that.
Oh yeah, I lucked out because I wasn't even near home. I was coming back from camp and I had to drive like an hour and a half with my car like all banged up. It was bad. But yeah, I lost a lot of money, putting all my money into the car, fixing it, and then paying that guy to fix it, and then losing my car. So I had no car. I was driving around in my mom's car. Like that's why my girlfriend, like she's been with through all, like, cause she knew me when I had money. You know, I wasn't like, I was fine. I was doing great. You know, and then.
So you weren't like at a young age. You're not doing none of the partying, nothing. You're kind of just.
You know, you would see me there every once in a while, but it didn't even now it never really interests me at all.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, now that it's going, I'm up and going. I'm strictly business. But like when I was young, yeah, I mean, I was at 14 years old, I was putting in, you know, 30, 35 hour paychecks, you know, at 14 years old, still juggling school.
What? Yeah, but what were you doing?
I was at a restaurant, just washing dishes, making $8 an hour. I was still, you know, I was still doing it though. Like, and every paycheck I got, I didn't even look at the number, right into the bank account. Just, I didn't care what it was. Put it right back in, and then like.
Because at this time, of course, all your parents are helping you because you're still young, so you're just stacking every penny.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't have to worry about responsibilities, you know, because I was playing. I wanted to play sports really bad, you know. So I was playing football, I was playing basketball, but then I had to step away from that because parents couldn't support it. You know, no shade. You know, it's just the way it goes sometimes. You know.
What are you talking about on the end of like the AAU and all the
I wish equipment? I got into that. I wish I did, but like just like school sports, you know. But I knew by the looks of our family, college was not an option for me at all, man. It wouldn't work in our budget. It just wouldn't work. It could if I really wanted it to, but I didn't want to be away from my family. I wanted to make sure that I provided for my family. That's where that's in the process I'm at now. My little brother just turned 15, but he plays volleyball. He does all the AAU stuff. He does the camps, and that's the stuff that I'm trying to provide for because that's the stuff that I never got to do. My little sister, she's just a year younger than him. You know, she wants to get into like all the cosmetology stuff, so I'm here like every way supporting her. Any equipment she needs.
It's anything. A lot of money in cosmetology.
Yeah, man, that's what my girlfriend does. So it's insane, dude.
I didn't realize how many times you need your freaking eyelashes done.
Yeah,
God
exactly.
Damn.
Exactly, man. That stuff's crazy. But yeah, just trying to provide for the family because if I played sports, if I was playing sports right now, I'd be in college right now. I wouldn't be with my family. You know, the odds of, you know, supporting my brother and sister would be lowered because I wouldn't be here. You know, but now that, you know, I have my own business.
Well, were you good or?
I mean, I was all right. I was still in like, I really love sports. I really wanted to play, but like, it wasn't like I was like a star athlete and I had to step away, but I loved it. I wanted to grind for it for sure. Cause I started young. So I wanted to grind. Okay. But I realized I had to take my grind somewhere else and really wake up.
The hunger somewhere else. No,
yeah, I had to, cause it's like, it's not going to happen without it. So.
All right, so are you from Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I'm born and raised here. I haven't been anywhere. I don't really leave here. Yeah.
Wait, like you haven't visited anywhere? Or
I mean, I just went on a couple of vacations, but like
I was about to say that was my next question.
Yeah, no, I went to like Virginia Beach, Ocean City and stuff, but like never been on a plane. Never been.
What?
Oh.
Well, you're 18, so I guess.
Yeah, I mean, but most people are traveling. You know, I see a lot of people my age, like people I graduated, have all been on a plane or been somewhere crazy. You're like, what is that place? You know, they tell you where they're at, and you're like, what is that?
Not that big. It's not that big.
No, but like that's what I haven't traveled far at all. I haven't been anywhere crazy.
But you're in the grind stage. We'll get
exactly.
There.
That's why I want to make it because I want to travel. That's my big thing.
Okay, so one thing you had said earlier is like the mental, to slow down mentally. Yeah. So things that people typically do are like, you know, hobbies, things you may be wanting to watch a show. Yep. You may be wanting to chill with the guys. Yep. And like you said, you love sports, but you didn't take it as serious because you stepped away from it. So you might hoop with the guys, do something like that. So outside of the work, what's something that you do?
Even if I'm not playing sports, I'm always watching sports. I'm a sports guru. Okay. I'm always on ESPN. I'm always on Sports Center. Okay. I got into sports cards a little bit because it's a nice, you can make money off it too. It's a nice little side gig.
I got a couple cards.
But video games, I stepped away from. I barely even touch.
Why does everyone keep saying that? It's like if you're not a streamer.
You still play?
Yes, for sure. Bro, but like, I don't do anything else.
Yeah.
like at all, bro. So.
Yeah, no, I haven't played PlayStation in a while. I stepped away from all that because it's just like, if I'm at the point where my life, or if it's not bettering me, what am I doing? You know. But there still is times where it's like enjoy yourself, you know. But I feel like instead of playing video games, I can be building the business at home on my computer. You know, that's where
right.
I'm at. That's my mindset. Because even like I was gonna hop on the game literally Monday night, and I put out my computer and I started making like pamphlets for like all the dealerships I want to hand out business to. Started making them pamphlets on like what I provide, what I do. So like instead of hopping on the game, I did that instead. But I don't really do much else, man. Just sit inside.
Nothing else? All right, well, when you say sports, I guess, so, all right, let's talk about sports here. So we're talking about basketball. Or I'm hoping you're a Steelers fan.
Yes.
Okay.
Die hard.
Bro, I be having Chiefs fans in here, Cowboys fans.
That's the first question you got to ask when they step in here.
Okay. Yeah, no, I do have to be more adamant about that.
Kid.
So how do you, all right, just kind of, we've spent a lot of time talking about D-Town. Let's segue away from that a little bit. So this year for the Steelers is crazy. We went from no quarterback to Aaron Rodgers. We got DK Metcalf. Our defense is literally lit. I don't know if you're familiar with all this. So what are you thinking the Steelers are going to do this year?
I'm hoping they need one more. They need one more signing. They need one more.
On offense or defense?
Here's my hot take. I love telling people this. Trade TJ Watt.
No.
Yes.
You can't, bro.
You can't give someone $45 million a year at 30 years old.
You can. When it's TJ Watt, you can.
Not when he gets injured once a year. He doesn't perform in playoffs. Because you're gonna get him in a big time deal for 40 a year. You know, you're gonna sign him for a couple years, and he's only gonna get worse. No offense. I mean, I loved him in his prime. I feel like he still is. There's still a glimpse of his prime, but
so you don't think it could be like an Aaron Donald where it's like,
I don't think it's worth it.
Okay.
Go trade TJ Watt and go get Terry McLaurin. Go get Terry McLaurin in a draft pick. That's what you do. Go get some young.
If
talent.
we're trying to win right now.
Because if you're doing that and they're already making signs if they want to make a run, do it. Don't hesitate. I mean, signing Aaron Rodgers was the iffy thing, you know, for a run. But
we could have got Shador Sanders. I just don't understand.
He's a problem child, man.
I get that, but when we're talking about just talent,
yeah, but
you've dealt with AB. It can't be much worse than that.
Dude, he's the one that made me fall in love with the game. The game.
I got to meet him when he was all this.
No way.
Way before, when he was still doing this, way before. And like, I swear to God, I can't lie to you. I was downtown. People didn't even know who he was outside of the equipment.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
So go ahead. Or you were saying though.
But yeah, I feel like if they're gonna make a move, you got to get one more.
I'm posting that as a clip. I hope you know that.
What?
I'm posting that as a clip.
Oh.
Jake says, trade TJ Watt.
Post it. Let's do it. Trade TJ Watt. I love you, TJ. I love you. But, dude, he said he wants to be the highest paid non-QB. I just don't think it's worth it.
Who's the highest paid at his position right now? Is it still Myles Garrett?
Yeah,
it's Myles Garrett.
Ridiculous.
He was supposed to leave, but
yeah, but that's why I hated that signing. I hated why he stayed with Cleveland because I knew TJ was going to want to second that. He's going to want to make more than Myles Garrett. So I saw that contract and I was like, man, here we go. I was like, it's going to be big. I'd love to see him because last time he sat out camps and he did all this, what he's doing now, he went and tied the sack record. You know, he had a great year. So there is part of me that hopes that happens, but we didn't pay him that much last time, you know? So, like, when you get in the 40-plus a year, you know?
I wouldn't have paid. If anything, like, I love Cam Hayward, but I would have let him go instead of signing him, and then it just but it is what it is.
Yeah, man, I don't know. It's going to be interesting because I go to all the training camps, so I'm excited.
Oh, okay. So
I try to go to all the training camps. Yeah, because I met GP. I got his autograph. I met Juju. I met Claypool. I met Muth. They're great people. But like,
who's your favorite Steeler of like all time? Is it AB?
Yeah, man.
It's
either that or it's Le'Veon.
Oh, people don't rip. It's crazy how good they were.
Respect the game, dude. No one ran like him ever. No one just sat there in the pocket waiting for their hole to open and go. No one did that.
And we were watching that over time. It's just so crazy, bro. All right, so NBA wise, or do you watch any local sports like high school? And then we'll get to NBA. Any high school? Are you familiar with any? Not so much.
Nah.
Okay, and then so NBA. You got a favorite team for NBA?
Warriors. Since 2015, I was a Curry because Curry's the reason I love basketball.
And you're not you ain't switching up even though they've been losing.
Even when he leaves, even when they lose, I don't care.
So are you a Warriors fan or a Curry fan?
I'm a Warriors fan. I love Kerr. I love Steve Kerr.
Okay.
So this season's a little iffy. No signings yet. We've only lost players. We haven't gained any. But that's what happens. But
there's some rumors about LeBron, but I don't know how.
There's rumors about Giannis, and that's what I want.
If they get Giannis, that's going to be bad.
Yeah, dude. Bad.
All right, so you're kind of young, so I know this might be a question that's kind of like, but if you have to give some advice to someone just from your perception of like, just even starting, it might not be detailing, just starting out in a business or your passion, what would be some advice you would give to them?
When you have that passion, make it undying. There is no limit at all. People say sky's the limit. Beyond that, go beyond that, because there is no limit. You look at all these other people that have made it. Why can't you? There is no reason why you cannot do it. You know, my big, like, slow down. That's one of mine for sure. Slow down. But just have no limitation at all. You want people to think that you are crazy. You're mad. Like, just go crazy, man. Do whatever you want to do. Be crazy at it. If you love it, go do it. Like, don't feel threatened when people say you're crazy. You want to be crazy. You know, if you love something so much, you're going to be crazy about it. So show it. You know, like, work hard, work undying hard. Because there's times where I've worked 7 days a week. People don't see that. They just see the content that I post. They don't see.
You next to the nice cars.
Exactly.
And stuff,
yeah, they don't see it. And that's what you really got to learn. No one's going to see the hours that you put in off camera. Like, how many hours of studio time do you put in when you're not here?
Bro, I edit. I do everything.
Exactly.
All right, so this is one thing. All right. In the beginning, of course, you have a team now, but of team of 3. You were doing everything in the beginning by yourself. Was there a phase where you were ever doing everything by yourself? Or you always had some sort of help?
My little brother was always my some sort of help when we were there. But like all like the product stuff, all ordering the stuff, booking appointments, that's all me.
All right. But look how far you've come. And of course, there's times where people will think I'm not one person. Like, people have thought that Pittsburgh Charter's multiple people. So in your aspect, if I was looking at it, if you're telling me everything you got going on right now, I wouldn't think you're the head of your business because you're 18. But then you're talking about, but I got to make these pamphlets. I'm tapping into this business. I'm doing this. I'm trying to get the truck. So from the outside perspective, people may think, there's no way he's the head of this. How would you feel if someone says something like that?
I'd smile.
Because that's a compliment, no?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a compliment.
Yeah.
Because even when I tell people my age and they're like, what?
You don't talk like you're 18 for sure at all.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I get that a lot. And it's like, that's also a compliment itself because, you know, it's just the way that I came across, like, growing up. It was like, it just came to me. But, that I love whenever people say, like, are you the owner? I'm like, yeah, like, this is me. And they're like, oh my gosh, like, I was expecting, you know, someone older, you know, but I smile when I hear that. I love it because it's amazing.
And as far as, like, again, I gotta stress this enough. So what's going to be the next thing content wise? Like, you said the YouTube, you said this, once the truck's in order and everything, what's that step that you're going to take content wise? Because of course this is going to be it. I'm not going to be able to drop this for like 4 weeks. I do apologize. I got massive people before this, but just as far as content wise, like, what is that step that you're going to take? Because this is going to help, but it would be better if, like, when I drop this, you had something I can direct people to. The Instagram, of course.
Yeah, and the TikTok.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But, like, I feel like it's just like because all the people's videos that blow up, they're all doing like the POV stuff. And that's the stuff that's really popping up because people like to see the process of it. It's like, people find it satisfying, like the results and like doing it. So it's like that stuff for sure. Like the POV stuff is really big. And then like, if like not right now, obviously, because not a lot of people are going to be watching right now, obviously with my content, but whenever I get bigger, I want to help other people with the Q&As. Like what I use, here's what you can do to get started. Here's what not to do. Here's what I'd prefer. That stuff for sure.
Because that's another thing. It's like, I want to help smaller people and smaller creators and people that are at the low level, but it's hard to, because like not a lot of people are going to, like, it's an hour of content.
Yeah.
It's hard for people to watch that. That's why I have to clip up so much so that people's attention span can follow a 60-second clip versus an hour-long interview. But luckily, the way you talk and everything, I'm for sure it's going to be easy to clip up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so one thing you said is like you're trying to support your family and basically just help them. And of course, generational wealth, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the goal?
Yeah.
Okay, so talk about that a little bit as far as the upbringing and everything. Just the family.
Yeah, just even when I move out, I still want my brother and sister to have me, you know, whether it's money, time, whatever it is.
Money, time, that was.
Yeah, no matter what it is, man, I'm always here. But no, I feel like with the way that we have, you know, me and my siblings have grown up, money was never, you know, it was there, but it wasn't there. You know, dad left early, so we were left for ourselves, like me, my brother, sister, my mom. So like we were never like top of the, you know, we were very, very low. So
well, but where did you grow up?
I grew up here, but
no, but like what area did you grow up in?
Shaler.
Okay.
So we all, and I still live in Shaler now. So like once we all lived together, then my dad left, and then we had to move. We had to sell the house. We had to move. And I just moved like 10 minutes up the road. But even with that, like whenever you see the low of the family, you see like how it could be if you don't make it work. You know, like how much do you want to give back to them? Because, you know, even though that like they're younger than me, they've done so much for me, so much. Like it's insane because they pushed me to be who I am now. So that's why I said like even when I move out, I want them to have me for sure because I want them to succeed in everything. Like if my brother does end up going to college, I want to help. If he doesn't get a scholarship, if my sister needs money for school, she's going to school, you know? Like, it's bottom line. Like,
bro, it sounds like you're 30. This man saying, I want to take care of my family.
Yeah,
I got a girl. I don't party.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you'll catch me at a party, like I said, but, like, it's not like every weekend, like, yo, let's go do this. Like, I'm not the type to go to the club when I'm 22 holding up a sign with my name on it. Like, what's that going to do? You
so
know?
if a friend invites you to an event or something like that, maybe something like that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like graduation parties right now, for sure, because, like, I still have friends that graduated, like, this year.
How many years out are you?
I just graduated last year.
Oh, you just graduated?
Yeah, I just graduated last year.
So, wait, how were you doing automotive school?
Well, it was like a built-in, so I went to school. I went to regular school for half the day, and then I left. And then went to other school. Yeah.
Okay. So I've heard of people doing something like that. Like you said, it was the like they would do like half with the hair school and then half. Okay,
I know. Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that though.
Yeah, it's great because also like my school, like you didn't have to pay for it. You don't have to do nothing.
Is that something new or is just something that your school may offer?
It was there when my dad was in school. So
I'm telling you. So what school did you go to?
Shaler.
It had to be something that they offer.
I think it's like Shaler, and then there's like 7 other schools that are built into that school.
Okay.
But yeah, because my dad graduated in 2000, and they were doing it then. So, so it has.
How old is your dad?
Like 40, mid 40s.
Okay.
No, yeah, mid 40s.
Okay, all right, for sure.
Just one more thing. You know, like I said, 20 minutes after we booked this appointment on a Monday night. 20 minutes ago, I lost my best friend in a motorcycle accident. You know, dreadful. You know, funeral was yesterday. But you know, that was my brother. You know, it was my best friend. So, any advice that I have to all of you, you know, show love to your brothers because you never know what's gonna happen next. Always hug them. Always text them. You know, because this stuff is nothing I'd wish upon anyone, especially at this age. Show love to your people because you never know what's next. For sure.
How old was he?
He just turned 19.
And he was like one of your best friends?
Best friends, yeah. He was an exchange student. He lived in Russia, and he moved to New York, and he moved here my junior year, and I was his first ever friend. I introduced myself to him because I saw him sitting in the corner, and I introduced myself, and then, like, he didn't know how to use, like, social media stuff like Snapchat. I taught him how to download it and use it. And
so you guys built, like, a real connection.
Relationship. Okay. Yeah, because I was his first ever friend in Shaler when he moved here, and I introduced him to all my friends, and I got him friends because he was scared to meet other people here because it was a lot different.
It's a cultural shock almost.
Yeah, because New York was all right, but he only hung out with people like that he knew in New York because he moved there for like friends and family wise. Like, so he didn't go and make outside friends. You know, he was very low key on New York. But yeah, then he moved here, and then we built a crazy relationship in the last 3 years it's been. And then I lost him Tuesday. I woke up Tuesday. I was at a detail and I got the phone call and I had to pack everything up and leave. And then like he's Muslim, so their tradition is to rush death. So the funeral was like the next day, and we were like, dude.
So you were able to make the funeral?
Yeah, I made the funeral and everything. Like I canthered everything that day.
I seen you posted the GoFundMe though. What was that for specifically?
So because they take it like their religion, it's really hard, man. Like that funeral was different than anything I've ever been to, and it takes them out of work. And since it's so unexpected, you don't have sometimes families don't have $7,000 to make a funeral. So the GoFundMe is for funeral expenses. It's for helping them with whatever they need because they're out of work for a while because you know that was their baby. 19 years old. It's like it's hard and seeing all his family there. But yeah, just love your brothers and tell them that, because when he bought that motorcycle, every time he Snapchatted me, ride safe, man. I love you. Like, ride safe. And then, you know, before you know it, like, it's over. So love your people, because you never know. Like, even if you haven't talked to them in a while, reach out and say, how have you been? You know, because all that, you're going to regret it, you know, you might regret it one day. So just definitely show love to your people, because this stuff is nothing that I'd wish upon anyone. So just love your people. That's all. And show that for sure. Show that. I
don't even, you know, that's kind of hard to respond to that.
Yeah, no, man, that's why I just wanted to tell them, like, just love your people, man. Just show love, you know. So
definitely love your people. And like you said, bro, someone could be here one day and then gone tomorrow. We've all dealt with it.
Yeah.
It hurts more when it's someone like you're really close to and build a bond with.
Yeah.
So I know how that goes, bro.
Yeah.
For sure. It's kind of hard to end on that.
Yeah, no, man, you're all good. It's just my advice to y'all, because that's it. That's how it goes sometimes. So I just want, because sometimes you forget, you know. So just love your people. And
all right. So I think we pretty much got everything. Tell people where they can follow you. Of course, all your socials. I don't know how you feel. If you wanted to drop the phone number where they can reach you if they want to detail, because
if you look up my stuff, my phone number's there. So it's for Instagram, it's JMDs.detailing, and then TikTok is just JMDs detailing. Phone number's 412-606-3645, and then my email is just also the business name at gmail.com. So I respond to any of those. You know, drop a follow on all the content. You know, anything. Reach out if you ever need anything detail wise. So.
All right, bro. I do want to say is you were adamant, and here's the thing with it.
Yeah.
I tell people, and if you're adamant, you're still DMing me like, nah, bro, I'm not hearing what you get. And I've had ample people do this. Let's start. Why did you want a Pittsburgh Chatter interview? Because everyone has different.
Yeah. No, mine is definitely because I didn't have a lot of friends in school, just for a reason, just because I was very nonchalant, and I want people to see like what I am, you know, and something to look back on when I'm, 20, 21 years old, and I get to, see this back then, see what growth that I've actually made that I said I was going to do. I want to see if I actually did it. Personal growth is a big one for me, and just stepping out of my comfort zone. Because this is I suck with social speak. I suck. Public speaking, I suck at it.
Me and you both.
I'm so bad.
Easy.
Yeah, that's why and I've always loved podcasts. So I was I want to have my own podcast when I'm done working and everything. That's cool. I want to have celebrities and all that stuff, like what you're doing.
But I don't have celebrities. It's all Pittsburgh.
One day.
That's I have one celebrity, but go ahead.
But yeah, it's just stepping out of my comfort zone, trying something new. I always love trying new stuff. And this was a big one for me, and it was different for sure, and I enjoyed.
Oh, that's one thing I do appreciate though too, is the excitement too aspect of it, and just giving people their first interview. A lot of people, I get a lot of flack for not getting the interviews people want some of the times, but also it's the matter of people's first interview, giving them that first experience of being able to do something that was, like you said, outside of their comfort zone.
Yeah, for sure.
So I definitely appreciate you for coming. Like I said, I'm not finna lie, he was on me.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah. I mean, and then I took those vacations, and I was like, man, this is slowing me down, because I went on 3 vacations, and I was like, dude, I really want to do this. And then he said the content, so I got the content going. I was like, there's no stop. I'm getting on this show just for myself, So
I got you, bro. I got you. I appreciate you, and I hope this does well. I know the clips will do well. I hope this does well. We'll try to push it though, bro.
Yeah.